Welcome back to the Platinum EXPerienc. We're back to check out some more PlayStation Plus Essential games and their Platinum trophies. First, before we get into it, do check out my Platinum Profiles videos. The last one we did was the Shock series, which is actually two series, if I'm honest, BioShock and System Shock, but they're very, very closely intertwined. So check that out, and of course I have more episodes than that. I'm gonna get a playlist going because now we're getting a lot of these episodes, so you can check that out. But enough chat, let's get into the hotness of this month, August. PlayStation Plus games. We got a big spicy P one, a Lies of P. This is available on Game Pass and other places where you can play it for free, but I'm happy to get it for free 99 here, definitely. And then the other two games, especially one of them, we have My Hero One's Justice 2. Okay, I'm not a big My Hero fan. I haven't watched it, so I'm out of my depth, but it is a like fighting game in the vein of like Ultimate Ninja and those kinds of games. And then you have DayZ, and spoiler alert, DayZ doesn't have a trophy. I mean, a platinum trophy. It has trophies, but it doesn't have a platinum trophy. And I think this game is kind of novelty. It was interesting back in the day, but I don't think it's a very good game. It's very jank, and there's better games now since this has come out that do the same thing, and they're much better. But we're gonna get into the platinum trophies. We're gonna start with the big boy, of course. Of course, we're gonna start with Lies of P, our boy Pinocchio, except we're not calling him Pinocchio. But the thing you'll immediately see if you're at all familiar with the Platinum trophy is it's a 4 out of 10. I remember distinctly this being a 9 out of 10. This was a very difficult Platinum. What happened? Well, updates happened, and especially with the release of the Overture DLC, things happened. And it all goes down to this certain spot right here. With the release of the Overture DLC and patch 1.08, the developers have added 2 new difficulty options. These options significantly reduce the game's overall difficulty and by extension the DLCs. The current difficulties are following. So you have your original difficulty, which was normal difficulty. Legendary Stalker is what it's called now. Then you have 2 more. You have Awakened Puppet, which is the game's easy mode, and you have Butterfly's Guidance, which is now the story mode or very easy mode. And you do not have to play on Legendary Stalker to get the Platinum trophy. Retroactively, you can now play on Butterfly's Guidance, and that has dropped the difficulty of this from 9 out of 10, which it was what it used to be, and now it's a 4 out of 10. So this is much, much easier for a Souls game now. Souls games are a little bit complex. There's still like a crap ton of missable trophies, still a ton of like collectibles that you have to get. So you do have to be careful while doing this, and you have, of course, like one run for the humanity run where you have to always tell the the humanity run is actually always lie, and then you have the other run, the New Game Plus run. That one is always tell the truth. So you have 2 runs still, but then you have like a bunch of collectibles. You have like side quest stuff, you have like level stuff that you need to do for like weapons, like here. Strongest normal weapon. Strengthen a normal weapon to its max level, and then you have a Legion arm that you have to get to max level, and a whole bunch of stuff there. Maybe some miscellaneous trophies as well. You have to get all the records, you have to get all the endings, and do New Game Plus stuff. Souls things, but now since the release of Overture, this is much, much easier. They really did the thing where Sifu did it as well, where they really nerfed the Platinum trophy run. Sifu did that as well, where it was like you had the normal difficulty and they gave you another easy mode difficulty later on. So Lies of P is a lot easier now. So if you're interested in that, but you don't really want to play the game for the more Souls-like experience with the difficulty, then you don't really have to worry about it too much. You have a story mode now that you can play it on. Next, we'll get into My Hero One's Justice. I want to say My Hero Academia, but the title is My Hero One's Justice 2. And this is a fighting game, so of course they have online trophies, but the online trophies are not so bad. When I look it up, it says fought 30 online battles, which is not so bad. It doesn't say win. And if you do it now, the servers will be getting a boost thanks to PS Plus, so you will have people who you can play with. But then after that, of course, you have a story mode that you have to do with a whole bunch of chapters and stuff. Then it says Mission Impossible. This is where you have a really long stage of the guide that's very grindy according to this. You have characters that you have to get level 50 or higher in mission mode, and then it goes up to 500 or in higher in mission mode. That's a big jump. 50 to 100, then 500. That's a very big jump. You also have here arcade mode of some sorts. Clear 10 routes in arcade mode and clear 50 routes in arcade mode. Okay, and then you have a whole bunch of collectibles. Like there's a trophy here. Obtain 450 character customization options. I don't know how fast and fluid you get them in this game, but if they're tied to like getting coins, hero coins, where here you have a trophy, collect 100,000 hero coins, maybe you have to buy them, and that's going to suck. If it's really, I can see why this gets up to 50 hours. And there is a note in terms of the difficulty. The guide here is saying that like this guide is based on like the average player, and that makes it a 5 out of 10. I like when guides do that. I don't like when they go underneath. Like if they gave this a 3 out of 10, maybe it might be a little suspect. But he does recognize here that if you've played Ninja Storm or Sparking Zero, any games like that, you will find it's a lot more easier, maybe a 4 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10 in your opinion if you're seasoned, but the newcomer is probably going to be like a 5 out of 10. So this doesn't seem so bad. 50 hours, one playthrough of each, and then you, of course, you have like the grinding stuff. Not too bad. 50 hours is a lot for me when it comes to these games. I don't really... I get bored sometimes when it comes to this stuff. Unless I'm playing Budokai, then maybe I'll stick around. But yeah, that's My Hero One's Justice 2. And then you have DayZ, and I don't really want to spend too much time on this because it doesn't have a Platinum trophy. And I'm loath to care at that point. But when I look at the actual trophies, the hardest trophy, what was it? It was this one, lobotomy? No, it was this one, close and personal. This is the hardest trophy. Killed 15 survivors with any melee weapon. I imagine getting close to people with melee in this janky ass game is fucking not easy unless you kind of like what's it called? Make boost, unless you boost it. And then you have some other trophies as well. Killed 20 survivors of infected with a headshot. Okay, sure. Oh, there's a harder trophy. Okay, there's this one. Heal the world. Apply bandages to other survivors 30 times. Interesting. I don't know why that would be the harder one than this one. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. No, I'm right. This is the harder one, and then the other one is 6.85 instead of 6.42. But yeah, this game is janky. I'm not crazy about this game. Even back then, I wasn't really crazy about this game. People were getting hyped and making videos about it, and it was fun for like YouTube content, but I don't think it's a very good game, and we certainly have better. And with no Platinum trophy, I really don't think like 35 hours for no real reward is... Get out of here with that crap. But anyways, that's your list of games. I think it's a pretty... If it wasn't for Lies of P, this would be a bad month, but getting Lies of P is a nice bonus. I'm really happy that this is here. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. Are you guys going to check out Lies of P and play that? Any and all thoughts? Let me know. Let me know what you think about this month. Subscribe to the Platinum EXPerienc and my Transformers channel if you are at all interested in Transformers reviews. Look at my collection back there. I got lots of stuff that I'm going to be reviewing somehow, if I can make time to review all of these damn things. But if you're interested, check it out. It's in the description. So I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions in the world of Pinocchio, well, although we can't call it Pinocchio. We can't. This is P, not Pinocchio. But anyways, go incredibly well and peace out.